Portugal next.
Where is she going?
Portugal,
Where?
Lisbon. There's a great program for corporate sustainability is her focus.
Make sure you go visit her.
We are. We're planning on going at the end of her time in May.
Lisbon is fabulous.
And yeah, I've never been to Portugal, so she's really looking forward to that. And Kristen at Wilmington is doing well.
I want to take Laura Siljander's course in yoga and mindfulness.
Interesting. Easily remembered. The name is easily remembered.
Hopefully.
I don't know if I mentioned Julia was rear-ended on 77 coming home from work.
No.
Oh, no.
2 Fridays ago, I guess now. But she's fine. She was fine, and our Prius needs a new back end bumper and stuff, but it's fixable and just more of a pain in the butt than anything else. And she now worked, and I was on the phone with her when it happened. So now every time I'm talking to her while she's driving, and she exclaims something, I'm like, "What the hell's what's going on? What's going on?" But so I would, prayer concerns is more for the world.
The world.
The world.
So your prayer concern is the world.
All the
Okay.
different things.
You'll see that's relevant for today. Okay, Fred, you're up.
I'm glad to be here. I don't have anything to report, but just glad to be with you all.
Glad you're here too.
Brad.
Dr. Don?
We're still basking in the joy of seeing our daughter in Italy. I had her study abroad a few weeks ago. She's in Berlin. She WhatsApped me overnight and said, "Dad, it doesn't look like they preserved a lot of stuff well in this city." I said, "Well, it got bombed to smithereens."
Start over.
That was a great trip. In confidence, cone of silence in this room, oldest son has struggled with physical and mental and abuse issues, and he's had a major relapse this week. So
His name?
Sorry, Don.
Doug.
Where is he? He's in California. Well, he's in Washington, D.C. He's a lawyer for the U.S. government.
Oh, no, well, there's the number one problem. No, kidding, of course, but.
Yeah.
I'm doing fine. Don't have anything. I'm sure I have something somewhere, but I don't have anything personal to complain about or ask for prayers about. Our family's doing okay. So let's think bigger, like the world. Maybe always the Ukrainian people, the Iranian people, even the Russian people who have to live under Putin, all those folks. Anywhere where there's repression and despotism, let's pray that that ends.
Two things that are sort of going to happen in the next week or so. I don't know which way it'll shake out, but well, not the election, but yeah. I mean, there's that. Yeah.
There is that.
Yeah, but yeah, on a more personal note, my son has a couple of things going on with his career sort of trajectory, with opportunities that may be disruptive to his family in terms of where he has to move and that sort of stuff. So he and his wife are huddled together trying to figure that out, which is never, take it from someone who took off to Africa, that is not easy sometimes to do that, as you all probably have your own examples of.
What's his field, Steve?
Finance, like, he's a hedge fund manager. So, like, where is he going to work based in the world? Yeah, this communist has a hedge fund manager for a son. It's remarkable.
Are you admitting you're a communist?
It's a joke.
Oh.
He will not take it as a joke. He will.
It's gonna pin me down.
Yeah, it's recording. Remember that it's Dr. Steve.
I'm read between the lines on that statement. And then the other one is that there's a organization that we have a grant application in with the Duke Endowment in their meeting, and they're going to decide whether to fund it or not. Of course, I want them to fund it because it's kind of the first domino in a series of things up here in this part of the county that trying to put together with resources. So it would be so good if that were to happen. And I don't know how you pray for something like that. Please have the Duke
Please give me money.
please have the Duke endowment shower money upon me. Yeah, those two things are kind of big in the next week. Yeah, certainly.
Things are good with us. They're busy. I'm excited about this weekend and all the folks that have come together in pulling this together. Hopefully, George and I got called on the carpet by my wife. She said, "Well, you guys are both pretty analytic," and we said yes. And we've made some adjustments for this thing to be much more organic, to be vulnerable. I think that it's going to be a really powerful event for those people. We're busy on the personal side. Things are good. And the last thing is that my wife has given me the green flag for a holiday celebration at our house, and had spoken to a couple folks, and the idea is to have a kind of a sunset party where you can come and look at the lake and watch the sunset, and then have fellowship and dinner after. So looking first part of December. So any thoughts or suggestions? Saturday maybe, get it on the calendar. So.
How's the cabin?
A Saturday?
We haven't, I'm looking,
Okay.
I'm just kind of general feeling out, we're 30 days out, so like first week in December.
Try to communicate that soon because people's calendars.
It's like scheduling the fleet.
Yeah.
You want to talk about being committed.
Analytical.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to get it out there early, because, first Saturday in December after the holidays, let me put that out there.
Not the first Saturday, because that's still Christmas in Davidson.
Christmas in Davidson.
Ooh. Oh, it is, okay, gotcha.
That first weekend, there's a lot going on
Okay.
with Christmas in Davidson.
Right.
Just that whole.
Would it have to be a Saturday?
It doesn't have to be a Saturday, that was the other
That
option.
might be a little bit easier for folks.
Okay, gentlemen, we can schedule us,
Yeah.
Sorry.
or time is.
Yeah.
In the cabin, quickly, is it finished, gonna be finished soon?
Drywall's up.
Thank you, Sergeant Major.
Next.
Where's the general?
Hey, it's my turn. A couple weeks ago, I mentioned that my brother had his melanoma had come back, and they had had a couple of plans for it. All of it was kind of put on hold last week when they decided they needed to do a brain MRI to make sure it hadn't gotten to his brain. It had not. It has not. So sometime this morning, he goes into surgery for as he says, it's a fat removal from under his arm. I don't know what that means specifically, and they're going to put in a port he's going to start Keytruda, I think is what it's called. So prayers for him. My theory is he's just too ornery to have anything serious come out of it. But that's just my brother's things. But otherwise, everything's good. We're going to get the house and the mountains painted starting next week, which is kind of nerve-wracking because I won't actually be there for it. But anyway, that's it for me.
Okay. Well, keeping things moving pretty quickly here. David, I think, said it pretty well. It's been a great inspirational experience to work in pulling this Amy Oden thing together. I thought it only took a village to do it. It takes a city to make it happen. But we're really excited about it. And, if you can't make it to the workshop tomorrow, and we know there are conflicts, if you can make it to one of the services on Sunday, Amy and Peter will have a sermon dialogue, which would be really very special.
Will those be recorded?
They will be.
Okay.
Right, David? Yeah.
Services.
Right. Second of all, Don, I feel your pain. Cone of silence again. Our son has struggled for 42 years with substances, and it's a step forward, 2 steps back. And the good news for us is he's on a good path right now. And just pray a lot, and And final thing is talking about car accidents. About 8 months ago, our grandson was driving his Cayenne, and a deer ran in front of him.
Oh.
And it caused an accident.
And it was what we thought was a fender bender, almost totaled the car.
Yeah.
And it only took 6 months to repair it. So hopefully you'll have better luck with the repair.
So far, so good, thanks.
Okay, Ron, take over.
Just, all's good with the family. I've been traveling quite a bit. I apologize for not being able to be here. It just seems like there's been so many different things going on, both pleasure and business wise. But we're looking forward to the Thanksgiving and just being able to be with family.
We're good. We're good. I was glad to have a couple of days earlier this week during some beautiful weather to be able to get away, do some praying and hiking and just some soul searching about trying to kind of a reset button, which I needed. So that was good. And we're going to be celebrating a bunch of family birthdays. My parents and my brother are coming into town this weekend, so we've got some special things planned and looking forward to spending some time together. It's my brother's 60th and my dad's 85th, so it's a big year for his birthdays. And we learned this morning that Elizabeth Mills, who many of you know, father passed away early this morning in Texas, so prayers for her family during that. Elizabeth Mills.
Oh, Elizabeth.
She's one of the singers, right,
Yeah,
during
she's in
the
Sunday Union.
contemporary
And
service.
worship. Yeah. Thank you. That's the more important one. Sing and worship, not in Sunday evening. Let's see. I feel like there was something else I was going to share.
How about Sophia? Has there been any determination on services or anything?
We had her service.
I had no idea. When was that?
It was last Friday.
Wow.
I'm sorry you missed that. It's on YouTube though, if you want to see it. It was live streamed. Yeah.
Dr. Dramala,
Peter, can you hear me?
yes, just fine.
Great. Yeah, Linda and I are at Hilton Head. I've got a little cold, so my voice is going away, but we're enjoying the beautiful beach and the biking, and that's been the joy on our side. I guess concerns, I still think back to Southwest Florida. The Hurricane Ian did not hit Hilton Head at all, but there's still kind of a lot of devastation and prayers or concerns for Fort Myers and Sanibel. We've spent a lot of time down there as well.
There was a piece on PBS News last night about the recovery of Fort Myers. It's just
Or lack thereof.
Yeah.
it's hard to comprehend what people are going through.
Yeah, my mother has a condo down there, and luckily no one was there. She had some damage, but they can't even get into the building still. No electricity. The buildings have to be inspected before anyone can even get in there. So we're not even sure what kind of damage they had.
Please, yes.
I also wanted to mention, we had been in prayer for the Garzai family. They had their interview for asylum Tuesday up in Arlington, and as far as they know, it went well. It's a waiting process now. They said 2 to 3 months till they hear something, but they're hopeful. So.
Well, my prayer request, and I'll pray, of course, our nephew